Easy people, so this is one of the methods of DJing with the Akai Force. I've decided to call this the deck method, and as I was saying in my previous video about setting up for preview, I can't even remember what I was saying. I just lost my train of thought completely. Yeah, that's it. They all have their different pros and cons. So when I'm taking you through this, I'm going to show you the pros and cons of this method. I've decided I'm going to show you one. I'm going to try and do it as fast as possible, but as slow as so that you can understand. Right. So the first thing you're going to do with this is you want to set up some things that you're going to use as decks, and they're going to be audio tracks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Advanced, and I'm going to do 2 audio tracks. So I'm pressing them. They're the audio tracks. The next thing I want to do, and you want to do this with all the methods, is assign them to left and right. So to track 1, I'm going to assign A. So that's A of the fader. To track 2, I'm going to assign B. Left and right. If you're ever in any doubt, you can press them and you can see the colors right there, down here. Yep. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a track into one of these pads. I'm going to do one at a time. Just initially, I'm just going to do it on one so you get what's going on, and then I'm going to do it in what I'll say is real time, how you would actually be mixing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is find some tunes which I know are not going to be copyright troubles. I'm using my own tunes, but I've done some remixes and that lot, and they're actually out. So I don't want to get hit by my own credit thing. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that one. So that's one. And no, I'm going to just do this one as a first one, and then I'm going to do something to mix into it. So I've loaded that in, as you would. And the thing about when you're loading it in at the moment in default mode, it'll try and detect the BPM. It'll get him, if it's consistent beat, it usually gets it close. So let's see what this one's done. Right, yeah, it's spot on really. This is actually 98 BPM, but it's spot on. So the next thing you need to do, and this is where the menu, this is one of the cons, as I'm explaining. These are the cons of it. This is number one con, is there's a lot of menu diving between screen. Well, there's a menu diving into screen, and there's another thing what I'm going to show you as well. So you have to be in screen to do this. You go into clip, and what you need to do is you need to find the first downbeat of anything that you're going to be using. Why? Because the other thing, caveat to this, is it needs to run alongside the metronome, because it uses the master tempo as the tempo of the tune. When you load into any of these audio clips with audio, it automatically warps them. So it automatically puts them into a time which you can change faster or slower. And that's its own kind of other ball game, but that's what it does. So now what I want to do is I want to zoom in, but use clip. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to find the first downbeat. This is pretty close. I'm going to put the metronome on so you can hear it. This is pretty close. So if I press that, it's close. I've got this. I'll go back to the matrix quickly. I've put this on 95 BPM, so that's what everything's going to be going to 95 BPM. It's close, but I can get it tighter because I like to get it just spot on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go using the clip mode. I'm going to go with a loop start. And next thing I need to do is I need to take off the quantize. So I'm going to take off the quantize. When you do it when you're starting with the first track, it's not a problem doing it here because this doesn't have quantize on, and you can just move it like that. But when you're actually DJing, you can't hit this because you'd be restarting the whole thing again. So what you need to do is you need to put that to shift and 1, which puts no quantize, which means it's doing the same thing. So now I can go here. The only thing you've got to keep in mind, this is now off the tempo. So if I press this, it's all out of time. So what the next thing I need to do is I need to put shift 5. So it starts on 1 bar. You could do it to quarters and that. I would advise against that. I do it so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and you're in. So this tune is now ready to go. So all of this can be done in real time to mix and play in. So I'm going to do that. That's how you do it. I'm going to repeat it again one more time so that everybody understands. You load a tune in. Make sure that you've got the BPM as close to it is as the accurate beat, as close as accurate to the BPM that it is. Another thing you might want to check is make sure it's done the whole of the tune, and it has. This has done the whole of the tune, and the reason why I say that is I look at the end of this. This is the end of the tune because that's the whole of the tune. If I zoom out, I can see that it's done that. So, because sometimes what it might do is it might do something like, if it thinks the tune's really long, it might only come in with that. So you want to kind of make sure you pull that out to the closest bar. That's the closest end bar, 110. So then I'm going to go to grid edit, and I'm going to select it just to make sure the BPM is right. If it's in the ballpark, I'm only discussing tunes which is straight on. So any funky tunes with tempo changes, this again is another caveat for this. This is not the method you can do for that. You're on your own if you try and figure that one out. So this is for anything just straightforward and straight ahead. So that's done. Then you go to the clip mode and you use the loop start to get yourself in there. Don't forget to go on to screen to make it into screen mode so that you've got the controls here so you can zoom in. You could do it by your hands, I think, but that's jankiness. So I'm not into no jankiness. So then you've got that. Then you want to make sure you do shift 1 so that you quantize, so you're on point, and then shift 5 to make sure that you're in quantize. So you're doing that to just line up the downbeat. It's kind of what you're basically doing is you're queuing that track. All of this would be obviously in your headphones. So now that track's ready to go. So I'm going to play that. Bob's your uncle. Now I'm going to go and pretend this is my headphones now. So in my headphones, I'm going to find another tune. I think, all right, that's the tune. So I'm going through different tunes and I'm saying, yeah, this is a tune I'm going to use. So again, loading.
Hi, freaks here. I'm the president.
So now I'm going to go into that. So I can take off the metronome because I know everything's in time now. So then I'm going to do this. Right, that's fine because this is 100 BPM. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'll even detect it. So while this is playing, see what it says. Because like when it's loading in, it's doing processing while it's doing other things loading, but now it's here, it might be a bit more accurate. You might get it dead on 100, let's see. Yeah, look how close it was. It's really, really tight. So I've got that there, great. So the next thing I need to do is zoom out, and I'm going to clip here, and then I'm going to just do this, shift 1, and then I can do this. So in my headphones, I'd be hearing this in the headphones, it'd be going like that. And then I'm moving that so that I'm going, that's dead on now. So that's great. So I can put shift 5, so it's quantized now. So I can just go 5, 6, 7, 5. Do you know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, and.
Right here, been doing it for a little bit, but when I was a little kid, they said I was a little red dyslexic mum. Said I went about too much, had to prove them wrong.
So I could just keep doing that on any type of tunes in the mix and that. But you can go even slightly further ahead than that. So what I can do, I'll keep this music. Shall I keep this music going? And talk over the music now, what? Because it's confusing me in my headphones now. So what I could do is I could take this a little further by going to mixer and going to the inserts and then going to the rack effects. I can go to the rack effects, I'll come back out. So I'm in the rack effects here. I can go to performance and I can set up actual DJ channels. So that's a master DJ channel. I'll do that on this other one. So I'll go here to this channel and I'll do that again, rack effects. So now I've got DJ channels. Well, what are they? I don't know. Well, how can I use them? Right. Well, this is what you do. You press knobs and you go to track, rack effects. They're already done for you. So now I've got kills. I've got a filter filtered down. I've got filter and resonance down. I've got a reverb, and I've got reverb time. So what I can do is, I could have that. I can have this playing. I can kill out that. I'll bring it in. I've got all of this. So I can bring in the other tune.
No need for me playing games. There be loving all around you. You have to tell somebody. Your body. You know I still worry.
And the reason why that isn't playing, oh, it's because I killed them all. So there you go, because it's an absolute kill. I totally forgot about that. So I'll go to this one, and I could do that.
The rhymes out, it was nothing but grind while we function. Padding up the rhythm like I'm Chirpy Rock. Even when the effort level's lower, I'm a market monster, tangle woven tapestries of.
And what's even better than that is I can go like this. I can bring this back in. Bring this in. And then what I could say to myself is, yeah, well, forget all that. What I want to do is I want to just stop this track in a way. So I could have it there and I could go.
She'll make some noise from us, noise.
And there it is. And I could have mixed back in or whatever. I mean, Bob's your uncle from there. So that's basically the deck mode. And hopefully you've got that. And yeah, I don't think there's anything more, I think, in that mode. So don't forget to comment. And if there's anything that you are sure about, just ask. And until next time, peace.